Nisheeta, you're on mute. Hello, you're on mute.
Hi, good evening. I think Sushma is going to open today, so.
Yeah. Thanks, Nisheeta. Yeah, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining on Friday evening today for the session. As you all know, the topic of today's session is the magic formula, the vital energy. And so we have with us today Ms. Nisheeta Bajaj. She's an alumnus of 2002 batch, and she is from the Hay Mecklin Center at Harvard Heritage, and she has coached global CEOs and top teams in areas of leadership effectiveness, making them effective leaders that achieve both long-term and short-term business results. And she is also has a 20 plus years of experience in yoga, meditation, and philosophy. And later she'll be joined by Mr. Khurshed Batliwala. He is from Art of Living. Globally, he's a renowned author, and he's a speaker and expert in the areas of sleep, health, mind, and happiness, with about 30 years of experience in these fields. Later, Nisheeta also will be introducing the guest speaker today. And as you all know, we'll have almost on 1 hour the session, and then followed by a Q&A. And I'll also have my colleague with me, Ankita. If you have any challenges or technical, any problem facing to this thing, you can just send us a message. And in the end, if you want to talk, you can unmute yourself. And if you want to ask questions, you can ask. Yeah. Over to you, Nisheeta. Sorry. Yeah.
Thank you, Sushma, and good evening to all of us. Nice to see some familiar faces, and nice to get to know more alumni across different batches. So Sushma introduced me as an advisor to different companies and an executive coach. And when people introduce me like that, it's but natural sometimes for people to try to do the math and look for the gray hair and then wonder what the math is because it doesn't seem to be adding up. Don't attempt to do the math, although she's already told you which batch I'm from. But maybe at the end of this session today, you'll get a feel for what the secret sauce is behind this. I have been, in addition to what I've done professionally, yoga, meditation, related fields have been a personal passion for the last 20 years or so. And yes, the spin-off benefit perhaps is that you look young and feel great. So thank you for having us. It's a Friday evening, so we thought we'd give this a Friday evening flavor, keep it informal. Would be fantastic to keep it interactive. And we also have somebody very, very special with us today, who Sushma introduced. So lovely. So if the introduction and the welcome has been warm enough, now is a good time to perhaps turn on your video if you'd like to. And we have with us Khurshed Batliwala, who has very graciously made the time for us today. He's not an alumnus of the IIM, but he's an alumnus of IIT Bombay. So welcome, Khurshed, and thank you for making the time. And since it's a Friday evening, can we do this Friday evening flavor and call you Bava like many others call you?
Yes, please.
Wonderful. I can, before we never do justice to introducing Bava, because he is a best-selling author. He is invited across continents to speak at different companies. And he's actually just touched and transformed the lives of tens of thousands. And I'm sure that's I'm being conservative here, Baba, but many, many people of all ages and cultures across the world. What have I missed in your introduction?
And I play the piano.
Wonderful. Great. So if everyone's good, let's dive in. Second invitation to turn a few more cameras on. Lovely. So, you know, these days, everyone's been reading the papers a lot. And I personally actually have stopped reading the papers, and some of us I know have stopped as well. But one of the fantastic articles that has been doing the rounds in the Wall Street Journal has been most fascinating. Has anybody read this? Please, would love to hear you unmute or type in the chat box if you have read this. No? It's on the missing pillar of health. Nobody's read it. Okay. Okay, so let's spend a few minutes on it. It really talks about, it's more than an article because it talks actually about a whole study from the Framingham studies, which were done over a period of about 2 decades across a huge data set. And they assessed in different ways what the indicators, the best indicators of both quality of life and longevity are. Any ideas on what those, they distilled it into 4 pillars of health. Any thoughts on what those might have been? In the chat box. Good relationships, okay? Any others? Nature. Two more. No answer is wrong on a Friday evening. Body, mind, soul, spirituality, exercise, happiness. Okay, yes. So, you know, they talked about 3 very obvious drivers of health and longevity, and then comes the missing pillar. And the obvious drivers, of course, were diet, which we've all to an extent become conscious of in recent years. Then there is the second pillar, which was exercise, which maybe some of us have become conscious of in recent years. And then when you're thinking longevity, health, there's obviously this third variable that we call genetics that comes into play, right? But interestingly, they identified a 4th variable, which in a way is a little bit built around what some of us have shared in the chat box. But what was fascinating was that this 4th variable, the breadth, actually outweighed the sum of the first 3 variables in the extent to which it contributes to one's longevity and good health. So think of it this way: larger lungs actually equals to longer lives, is how they put it. You know, breathe right and your life is different and a whole lot better. Now, interestingly, human beings have the somewhat unfortunate distinction of being the most plugged up species in the animal kingdom. So over the years, through evolution, actually, our mouths have shrunk, our sinuses have shrunk, making it harder to breathe. And after you're 30, the bones in the chest tend to become thinner and collapse inward. And studies have shown that you actually might lose 12% of your lung capacity by the time you hit 50. So that's the background. But the good news is that this is not like having a bad liver or bad kidney. But with the correct breathing techniques, you actually don't have to worry about any of this. So what we're going to do today is actually explore some of these together, and it's absolutely wonderful to do this with Bava because he's a veteran in the field, and he's there are many lakhs and lakhs of people that he has taught this to. So we'll do a combination over the next 45 minutes, a combination of talk and techniques. And some of these techniques will be breath related. There's many kinds of breaths. There are energizing breaths. There are cooling breaths, breaths that activate the vagus nerve, and Baba can speak volumes about it. And we'll reserve time at the end for more Q&A on this. So would we like to start off with a technique, or
Nisheeta, may I interject a little bit?
Please.
So I've been teaching the Art of Living series of courses for almost 30 years, 28 years to be exact. And one of the things we talk about on an Art of Living course is breathing. And Nisheeta already said it, it's a study and all that, but really it's common sense. If you think of all the things that you want in your life, whatever it is, okay, even multiply that by 10,000 and put that on one side and put your breath on the other side, and you get to choose one. Either you choose the breath or all that. What would you choose? It's quite obvious, isn't it? Right? Then breath is life. Without breath, there is no life, and there is no point to anything else. So even though breath is the most important aspect of our existence, somehow it is also the most neglected aspect of our existence. When was the last time you thought of breathing, for example? Right? So, like Nisheeta said, we do lose a lot of capacity as we grow older, but the body works on a use it or lose it principle. Think of about 20 years ago. Do you remember the number of phone numbers you used to remember? And how many do you remember today? Okay, so I am in rural Bangalore. The light will go and come. Don't worry about that, please. The internet is on generator, so that will stay. So if you think about how many phone numbers you remember today versus how many you used to remember about 15, 20 years ago, it is appalling. Use it or lose it. If you don't use your memory, you will lose it, right? Similarly, I mean, if you have ever been to a gym and you have been working out and you've got really big, huge muscles all over the place, they will stay until you continue being in the gym. They won't disappear overnight, but yes, over time they will degrade. Use it or lose it, right? And the same way with the breath. Now you will say, oh, but we are breathing all the time. Yeah, but consciously breathing with awareness is a completely different ballgame compared to simply breathing, which we anyway all do, right? And like Nisheeta said, there are loads of different breaths to calm you, breaths to improve your digestion, breath to energize you. I mean, it is a Pandora's box that you open when you start talking about breathing. The other thing I would like to mention here is that breath is the connection between the body and the mind. Have you noticed that if you have a sensation on the body, your breathing pattern changes and creates an emotion in the mind? Or the other way around? Do you notice when you are angry, you are breathing different from when you are relaxed, from when you are happy, from when you are peaceful, from when you are jealous? Different emotions have different seats on the body and have different breathing patterns associated with them. And so the breath acts almost like a switch. If you could, that old saying, count 1 to 10 before you get angry. It's not count 1 to 10. Take 10 deep breaths before you get angry. If you take 10 deep breaths, have you noticed anger breath or stress breath or a negative emotion breath is always very sharp and shallow? Have you noticed that? Whereas peaceful breath, joyful breath is always long and deep, right? How would you smell a flower? You take a long, you bring the flower to your nose and you take a long deep breath in, isn't it? Yes or no? Nobody will go to a flower, right? So positive emotion, positive breath is usually long and deep. Negative breath is breath associated with negative emotions is short and shallow. And if you basically breathe 10 breaths, long breaths, when the feeling of anger is coming, you will override that feeling because your breathing is like a switch which will just make you feel relaxed. Yeah, we explore many of these secrets of the breath on the Art of Living course. I'm sure some of you must have done it. Yeah, and today we are going to just touch upon a little bit, just a little bit, to give you a teaser and a taster. But even the teaser and a taster is can be mind blowing. Okay, so yeah, over to you, Nisheeta.
So Baba spoke about this course, and since we're all from the same alumni community, let me share with you a personal story. I was first introduced to all of this on IIMB campus, actually, 20 years ago. If you haven't done the math, you're probably adding it up now. But this is where I first learned it. And a year before I joined IIM Bangalore, I had actually taken a year off to study the different scriptures. And it was fascinating because they were all, some were logical, some were esoteric, but they all made references to the breath. And it was extremely intriguing. But interestingly, they made references, but they stopped there and they didn't quite tell you much more. And then a set of these teachers such as Bava came to the IIMB campus and said they would teach us the secrets of the breath. Now you can imagine a set of us at that time, right? We were in our second year at the time, early second year. And, MBA students are the busiest people in the world, or they think they're the busiest. And so we started calculating probabilities of us actually going to their center to learn these techniques. And we very soon computed that the probability would have been very low. So given that they were coming here, we thought we'd just seize the opportunity and learn it from them. So this is where my journey all began. And I must say that they lived up to their promise to us. They called it almost a magic formula. And it was that. It was this little magic potion that, you could almost bottle and then open and sprinkle on yourself every day. And the set of us who learned it actually did that over the last many, many years, fairly consistently, some of us every day. And I think it changed our days from firefighting to actually being in control of our days, both on the work front and on the personal front. So lovely. So would you like to try out an energizing breath? Yes. Third and last invitation to now is an excellent time to turn your cameras on because we have a veteran with us. So he's going to actually guide us through it.
Nisheeta, given the power going and coming, I think it's better you teach the breath.
I will. Nevertheless, it's still good to keep your cameras on because
so I can check. Yeah.
Yes. Lovely. So then let me just position myself. And we can all just sit comfortably wherever we are. I'm going to just move back a little bit. Wonderful. Is it audible from here? Lovely. So this is a power breathing technique, an energizing breath. You don't have to squat. You can sit comfortably on a chair. If you're sitting, wherever you are, it's a good idea to have your back straight and at the same time be relaxed. So, one is not stiff, the shoulders are relaxed, but the spine is erect. And having done that, I'll take a moment to just walk us through the steps, and then we can actually do it together.
It would be nice if your feet are on the floor. So if they are dangling, maybe you can put a cushion or a pillow underneath so that they don't dangle.
Lovely. So as we watch it now, we can watch with our eyes open. And then as we actually do it together, we can do it with our eyes closed. That's when it has impact. I think that is how it's supposed to be done, right, Paula?
Correct.
Lovely. So when one takes position for the breath, the hands are in a loose fist and the elbows are by the side of the body. And then as you breathe in forcefully and raise your hands up with your palms open. And as you breathe out, you bring them down and breathe out forcefully. And your elbows hit the side of your body. So breathe in.
Hands open when you breathe in. Take the hands all the way up, like straight up, and pull the ceiling down. Okay, so this is not a polite breath. It's a very aggressive breath. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Lovely. So shall we all do it together? Yeah. So let's sit comfortably, and the eyes can be closed. Mine will be open because I'll be watching you. We'll come to how this helps, and we'd love to hear from you what you felt about it after these 2 rounds that we do. So shoulders relaxed, spine straight, eyes closed, hands in a loose fist. Take a normal breath in and breathe out. Another normal breath in and breathe out. And together, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, and continue. In, out, in, out, in.
We will do 20 rounds, so keep going.
In, out, in, out, in,
Nice and forceful.
out, in, out.
Hands open as they go up and close back into the fist as they come down.
In, out, in, out, and relax. Palms on the knees, palms facing upward.
Keep the eyes closed.
And you can observe what is happening inside. Let's get ready for the second round. Hands in a loose fist by the side of the body. Normal breath in and breathe out. Another normal breath in and breathe out. It's nice to do this with a gentle smile on the face. There's a science behind that. Breathe in, raise your hands, out. In, out. In, out. In, out, 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 and continue for the next few rounds by yourself. And relax. Eyes closed, hands on the knees, palm facing upward.
Just observe whatever you are feeling, whatever thoughts are there, let them be there. You might feel some tingling sensations, might feel some warm, hot flushes or cold flushes. This is all normal. Sit back, relax, keep the eyes closed. We will all chant Om 3 times. So breathe in. Om. Once more. Relax more and more. As you relax, become aware of the environment. Listen to whatever noises are there in the environment. Maybe there is an air conditioner going on, or a fan. Maybe there is noise of traffic, sound of people talking, children playing. Just listen to all the noises and be in harmony with the noise. Accept the noise and let it be. Another deep breath in. Breathe out with the mouth. Once more. and become aware of the body. The body is a glorious gift from nature, from God. Become aware of the body. With a gentle attention to various parts of our body. Just become aware of the parts of the body as I say them out. No effort at all. And keep the body still. Don't move as we do this. Bring your attention to your feet. Gentle attention in the feet. Ankles, calf, knees, thighs, hips, genitals, abdomen, stomach, diaphragm, chest, shoulders, the entire back, neck, both arms, throat and neck, head, forehead, eyebrows, eyes, nose, lips, cheeks, chin, ears, and back of the head. Become aware of the entire body. Become aware of the entire body. Relax more and become aware of the entire body. Be in harmony with the body. If there are any aches and pains, discomfort, let them be. Nothing to do. Relax more and more. Another deep breath in, out through the mouth, and become aware of the mind, the thoughts. Good thoughts, bad thoughts, whatever thoughts, let them be. Just observe, nothing to do. Just relax. Relax more. One more deep breath in. Out through the mouth. And become aware of the feelings, whatever you are feeling. pleasant or unpleasant, whatever it is that you are feeling. Just gentle awareness. This is what I am feeling. Pleasant or unpleasant. Relax more. Relax more. Be in harmony with your thoughts and feelings. Good thoughts, bad thoughts, pleasant or unpleasant feeling. Whatever it is, accept it, be with it, nothing to do. Be in harmony. Relax more, let it be. Relax more. You are peace, you are joy. You are peace, you are joy. Peace, you are joy. Relax more. Relax more. Become aware of your feelings. Become aware of your thoughts. Relax more. A gentle smile on your face. And become aware of your body. And become aware of the environment. Again, listen to all the sounds of the environment. So deeply relax. Loka samastha sukhino bhavantu. Loka samastha sukhino bhavantu. Loka samastha sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Take a deep breath in with a smile on your face. And breathe out. One more breath, bigger, deeper breath, bigger smile. And breathe out. Bring some moment back into the body. You can move your fingers. Rotate your neck if you want. Stretch your hands a little bit. Another deep breath in. Big smile. Breathe out. So slowly, gradually, taking your own time, you open your eyes. Take your time. Don't be in a hurry. Arams. Slowly, gradually open your eyes. Come on. How do you feel? You know, you have meditated for 23 minutes. 23, 24 minutes. Did you feel that? You had your eyes closed for 24 minutes. Feels nice, no? We don't need any Harvard study to tell us that this feels good, does it? Do you? Right? Like this, just few minutes, no? 15, 20 minutes every day if you sit once in the morning, once in the evening. What a difference it will make to your day. No? Morning become fresh. Evening, whatever stress of the day, just drop it. Throw it out. I've been doing this 28 years of my life. Cannot tell you how good it feels even now after all these years. So you can start now. Thank you, Nisheeta. Thanks all of you. It was very nice making you do the meditation.
It's really wonderful, and now we've all experienced it, and we can also say that we've done it with Baba. Lovely. So I think we have about 10 minutes left. So yes, just opening this up for discussion. Any thoughts, any questions, feel free to unmute, and then we can steer the conversation in that direction.
Yes, Hema, go ahead. Please unmute yourself and ask.
You know, first, I would like to thank Nisheeta. This was an excellent session. And second, Baba, you know, where were you, when I was in the campus from 1986 to 1988? If I'd had this opportunity at that time, I would have saved, decades of my professional and my personal life, So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And also want to thank Sushma and other organizers, from IIM Bangalore. You've done, as usual, a very great job. Thank you all.
You know, Hema, picking up on what you said, if I may share with all of us, this is really, we have only just scratched the surface.
You've got my visiting card.
And the Baba spoke about the Sudarshan Kriya and the core course. Actually, next week there's a program for across IIM's alumni, and I think it's almost full, but I can't say no to IIM Bangalore alumni. So if any of you would like to come, you're very welcome to join in that. Only request is connect this weekend. Sushma, maybe these are all our alumni. You can put my number on the chat box if you could, and people are free to WhatsApp me. On WhatsApp message, I will share more details. Somebody had a question on how to forget the recurring thought, like any past memory. Baba, would you like to take that?
Don't make the effort or try to forget a thought. Okay. See, the body and the mind work on two different principles. On the body, the principle is effort. Okay. You want to grow muscles, you have to go to the gym and lift. You cannot think muscles on your body. I've tried, it doesn't work. Okay. On the body, the rule of the body is effort. On the mind, the rule is effortlessness. Have you noticed, I'm sure all of us have had this experience, given IIM and my IIT background, I'm sure we've all had this experience. You're sitting in an exam and you can't remember that damn answer. Shit, man, where is it? How, I knew it, and it just doesn't come. Yes? Happened? And then the next day while you are taking a bath, got it, yaad aaya. Hasn't it happened? So on the realm of the mind, the key is effortlessness. On the realm of the body, the key is effort. Don't mix the two. Yeah, people go effortless on the body and become fat. And they try to put so much effort in the mind and basically become neurotic wrecks. So don't try to forget a thought. The very act of wanting to forget the thought will reinforce the thought. Let it be. The easiest analogy I can give is, if you want, if you've got sand in the glass of water, how do you make the sand settle? Literally by doing nothing. You just let it be and it settles. The exact same way with the thought. If you try to do anything, you will just stir up the sand again. Right? So the technique of making the mind work for you is effortless. Just simply do nothing. Okay. Yeah.
I'm an executive coach, and I work with so many people on what I now call effortless work as well. And think about it. A lot of us manage teams or manage organizations, and those of us who are individual contributors will very soon be managing teams and extended teams. And what's one of the biggest challenges? It's how to create high-performing teams, how to get the best of our teams, how to make them do more than just the minimum, right? And there's so much around what leadership styles we can use. And this is also the heritage I come from. Dr. David McClelland has beautifully distilled it into 6 leadership styles. So I invite you to read some of his work. It's available online. But he talked about making people feel, making people move from the feeling that work is duty to what he called discretionary effort, wanting to go beyond that call of duty, wanting to go that extra mile. And from the work that I've done with exceptional organizations, especially in the recent past, and with people, there is a whole other end of the spectrum beyond this. It's what I call making people move from discretionary effort to effortless work. And both for ourselves, just making life and the day feel effortless, as well as for others, making work effortless, comes from this variable that people often tend to miss, this whole variable called energy, which is related to all that Baba spoke about, the breath, meditation, and so on. Any other I think we can take
One more
a
question.
couple of more questions.
One or two more questions.
Yes,
Hello,
on the
everyone. Hello,
Hi,
everyone.
Chandan, go
Good
ahead.
evening. Yeah, I am facing some issues about distraction because I am doing right now PhD from the IIMB, but in between being at home, I am feeling more distracted while studying. So, is there anything I should follow, like, so that I can be more concentrated and focused towards our research work?
You know, I have written an entire book on this. It's called Ready, Study, Go, and it is all about smart studying. Uh, I was not a very good student. Somehow I managed to get into IIT, but it was a real struggle getting out of IIT. and I realized that there was a methodology to study intelligently. And when I started applying those principles, those techniques, I found that my grades skyrocketed, and I was really able to work, do all the things that I needed to. So Chandan, one of the things I can tell you, which will help you a lot, is never work for more than 45 minutes to 1 hour at a time. As soon as you are done with
Yes.
1 hour, get up and do something else for 15-20 minutes. Then come back to your work.
That was the mainly distracting point for me, because I'm also using the Pomodoro technique right now. But after going for the 15-minute break, I'm settling again for the study. I'm feeling more distracted while during that.
If you continue doing it, you'll get used to it. 15 to 20 minutes, you take a break. Now, in the break, many people make the mistake of doing some other work. And by the way, even scrolling on Facebook is work, according to me. In the 15 to 20-minute break,
that's why I quit my social media network right now.
No. In your 15 to 20-minute break, you do what we call diffused brain activity. Means you have to do something in which you don't use your mind at all. In which, like, you play with your dog, you go for a walk, But if you are, say, watching a movie or watching a YouTube video, your mind is still involved, and therefore you are not really relaxing. Okay, so 45 minutes to an hour of work, followed by 15-20 minutes of relaxation, diffused brain activity. Take a bath, shave, something that you don't need to use your active brain for. This is one of the biggest things that helped me. I play the piano. So the way I would study is I would study for about an hour, then I would go to my music for 15-20 minutes, come back, and I could go on for the entire day with no distraction. Okay, of course, very important to stay hydrated, eat healthy, all that is a given. Exercise, all that is a given. Yeah. So more things like that you will find in our book, Ready, Study, Go. More techniques.
I'm trying a lot about these things, because I'm also using meditation and done meditation in the morning, and I'm charged up during up to the lunch, and after the lunch I just got more distraction over there, and till 5 or 6. After that, I'm settling to the going for the study, and
so then after lunch, just go to sleep for some time then. Half an hour nap.
But I not feel like sleepy in the day. That's the problem.
Yeah, you read our books, both Happiness Express and Ready, Study, Go. And you will find lot of hints over there. All the best.
Okay, thank you.
These are both fantastic books. I have to say, Happiness Express is amongst my favorite books ever, and Ready, Steady, Go is amongst some of my friends' favorite books. But I have to warn you that when you read Ready, Steady, Go, you might just feel like studying all your life. So
many people have gone back to their PhD programs or doing masters. the parents buy the book for their children and then end up reading it, and then they want to study again. But it's good.
Hello, Khurshed. It's an excellent session. Feels rejuvenating. I have a question. So, while we follow these breathing techniques at a specific time, throughout the day, is there any specific way of breathing so that I can be more conscious and try that?
Can you repeat the last part? Throughout the day?
Throughout the day, is there any specific way to breathe so that I can consciously do that?
You don't need to do that. As long as you are giving that 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening,
okay.
Throughout the day, you don't need to do it. In fact, you shouldn't do it because the mind has two phases to it. One is where you are being in that mindful space, following the breath, and the other is where you are doing other stuff, right? So constantly trying to be mindful also can be detrimental.
Understood. Thanks, Khurshed.
Sure.
So there are a set of
one thing I need to share with you.
Yes,
Share with you. I have joined Yes Plus during my MTech at IIT Ahmedabad, and there I go for the art of living thing, and where this technique also I have learned there, and I followed those as well during my MTech. But after that, I got a lot of things in my life, so I just distracted from there and got into the PhD thing and studying a lot. But while getting into this session, I am remembering all the Soham thing as well. So those techniques are also taught there in the art of living thing. So I got to know each and everything that industries, I think in Yes Plus. So that is a memorable journey for that time. So that is making me re-energizing me from this session.
Right. So since you already know, then you should just practice your Sudarshan Kriya every day. Just come back to that.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Great. Anything else anyone would like to share or?
Hi,
Just
I
wanted
am
to thank
Satya.
you, ma'am. This is Ashwini from this side. So I would like to thank you for this good session and also Mr. Khurshed for conducting this session. I'm really happy. Thank you very much. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Hey, Nisheeta, Ashok Ekbote here.
Hello, Ashok.
And Baba, I'm an IIT Bombay alumni, 76 batch.
Oh.
So I agree with you. It's very easy to get in, but very difficult to get out of IIT. There's a question, this is, a very broad-based question. A lot of our alumni and their families and their friends and their circle have suffered from COVID, right? In this, the first wave was not so much, but second wave, we have a lot of casualties. We have got a lot of casualties also. That's a different story, but we have a lot of people who have recovered. I don't know whether I'm repeating, but is there any kind of breathing exercises you recommend which we can circulate in all our WhatsApp groups?
This Bastrika that you learned is one of the best. That is one of the reasons we chose it. It is one of the best for people recovering from COVID, who have recovered.
Okay.
It's just one of the most amazing things that you can do. It instantly brings a lot of energy. It strengthens your lungs. So that's just something really amazing that you can do. And at the same time, it's a very good idea to have your multivitamins for at least a month and a half after your recovery. At least a month and a half on a very regular basis. That either that Zincovate or whichever multivitamin you are taking, at least a month and a half, because the disease really debilitates your strength. So So that, and the other thing I would say is, know that you will be fine, knowing that you will be all right. Right now, my body feels exhausted. You might feel, oh my God, just going from the bedroom to the dining hall, I'm feeling so exhausted. This is normal. There is nothing wrong with you. And it is just the body recovering. It will take its time, but you will be fine. Just know that. Okay?
Baba, would it
Nisheeta,
make
just a request.
sense? Yes.
Is it possible to capsule this into an audio or a video? Because there are a lot of people who are not attending this session. In Mumbai itself, we have about 450, 500 WhatsApp group members.
Right.
For the country, we may be having more than 1,000.
Right.
And we have now what attendance of 40 or 50 in this session. So if you can we can circulate this. If you send me some capsule or whatever you think is the right thing, I can circulate it all around the country.
Okay, we'll send you something.
Thank you.
Baba, would that 10-day capsule which Dinesh has conducted also be a good thing to
It would be superb, yeah.
The best, right? Okay, lovely. So Ashok, I will send that to you. It's a wonderful 10-day capsule.
Yeah, you send it to me. I will circulate all around the country.
Okay.
Thank you.
Will do. Kamal Anand has a question. Are there any benefits?
Madam, you will send this to every one of us. Madam, what are the capsule you are talking?
Ashok, your group reaches out to everybody, or?
I will send to the Mumbai WhatsApp group 1, WhatsApp group 2, Gujarat group, MP group, and then it will go countrywide through our executive council, who will send it to Hyderabad, Calcutta, Pune, Delhi, Madras, and all the other cities. So if you're part of any of the groups in these cities, you will get this message.
Okay, and for those who are not on those groups, Sushma, I have messaged you the link for day 1. So if that can be put on the chat just now.
I'll do that.
Yeah, then this is the link to day 1. And if you just subscribe to the YouTube channel and ask, you can basically look up day 2 to day 10. But yes, it's wonderful of Ashok to circulate it widely. I'm sure it will considerably help.
Shared in the chat, I think people can look at it. There are many YouTube, so the latest one links. Yes.
The one that I just sent you, right?
Yes.
This is the one that Sushma has sent. All right. Day 1 of the 10-day capsule. There was an interesting question which Baba has replied to. Okay. The benefits of blowing a conch. The breathing strengthens the lungs.
Hi, this is Satya from Chennai. I was a banker. I'm practicing investment consulting in Chennai. My question here, that happiness, what I've noticed actually, that, educated those who made money after maybe 40, 50, 60 years, or those who are laborers, they are working maybe in the fields or in the builders, all these things, construction work. While they're eating, what I noticed, they take the lunch like 30, 40 minutes. Aramse they will eat happily, they enjoy their life. I'm talking daily laborers, but that I don't notice in the educated circle. We just take our bite, maybe a lunch, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just get back to work. And what we realize at the age of post 40, 50, we try to live. Where is the behavioral changes? Why this happens?
Yeah, it is. It is unfortunate that we do this. For all the people who are running corporates, if you could just make the lunch tastier, then maybe people will stay longer and eat aram se. It is. I myself enjoy cooking, and I absolutely hate it when people rush through the food that I've made. So it's an insult to the chef when you just eat too fast. But Nisheeta does not have that problem, because she if you go to her house ever, the most amazing food in Bombay you'll get it in her house. And now of course she's in Belgium, so you'll have to go all the way there for that. And we always have, whenever we have lunch with Nisheeta, it is always at least an hour-long lunch.
So in keeping with the Friday evening flavor, since Ashok is extending the 10-day meditation capsule to all India, I think I must extend the invitation to a meal at some point for those in Mumbai.
Thank you very much.
Rajan has unmuted.
Nisheeta, may I just say one thing? Satya, you said something very interesting. It's part of the Happiness Express book where I talk about chewing. More than 70% to 80% of digestion of whatever food you're having happens in the mouth. And if you just gulp it down, a lot of the nutrients are simply not absorbed by the body. So, you know what your mom used to say, chew 30 times, chew 40 times. It is really true. You need to chew 30 to 50 times whatever you put in your mouth and then swallow it. That ensures proper digestion and proper assimilation of what you're eating. So, and if you're going to do that, it's going to take you time, right?
Thank you. Thank you.
So one last question, and this is around music. Rajan is keen to know whether music relaxes or distracts. What would you say, Baba?
Depends. For me, classical music relaxes and all this hard rock pop things completely distract. In fact, they tire me out. One of the big reasons I don't go to commercial gyms is because the music is so loud and so distracting. It tires me. I can't lift as much. Whereas when I go to a smaller gym where it's silent or where I can put my own music, even my trainer gets surprised. How do you manage to lift so much over here and not in not in a commercial gym? It's really, sound is profound. See, 98% of us is space, and sound goes into space. So sound really, really affects you in a very deep and profound way. And that is the science of mantra. That's why when we chant the Om Namah Shivaya, when we chant Om Namah Narayana, whatever the chanting that is done, it enlivens the consciousness when it is done properly and with awareness. In fact, if you think, even if you look at popular literature, you will see, like if you see Harry Potter, you will see that the conversations are in English, but the spells, the magic is done in Latin, an old language, right? So the magic is there in the old languages, in Sanskrit, in the ancient languages. And when they are intoned properly, when they are said properly, and when you listen to them in a calm, serene space, they can affect you really profoundly. Okay.
Lovely. So on that lovely note, our best wishes to all of you. And it's always a pleasure doing these sessions for our IIM alumni. Wonderful to be in touch. And on this topic, please feel free to reach out anytime if you would like to. All the very best. Thank you, Sushma, and the whole IIM alumni organizing team.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Everyone.
Thank you, Nisheeta ma'am and Khurshed sir for joining, for taking the session for us. I'm sure a lot of us who are in this session, it has helped them a lot. One last thing is, it reminds me when I did S Plus Close in 2008. So it reminds me of my Bastrikas when the Sudarshan Kriya, which I did. Hope I'll able to do start again.
Better start again. Can people put your cameras on? I would like to take one photo, if possible. All the people who can put on their cameras, please put on their cameras. I hope you don't mind it if I put it on my LinkedIn.
Yes, I'll also take a screenshot. So.
Yeah. Thank you, folks. It was really, really nice being with all of you. All the best. Good night.
Thank you very much.
Good night.
Thank you. Thank you, Batliwala. Thank you, Nisheeta.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Goodbye.